Hey Kay, how you doing?
Hi, Kayla.
How are you? How are things in Wrangell?
Sunshiny. I should be wearing what you're wearing, but I've got my my pullover on here. It's beautiful out. I really need to get into the garden.
Ooh, lovely. Yeah, it's like 40 degrees here already, 40, 45. It's a warm one.
hmm Compared to a lot of other places.
Yeah, for sure. A little disconcerting, honestly, the extent to how warm it is here.
Yeah.
So what's going on in Wrangell? Do you have any events coming up for Brave?
Yeah, we do have our Family Resilience Fair, May 3rd, May 5th, that first weekend anyhow.
Cool. Exciting.
Mhm.
And is that where you do the new baby thing?
Yeah, which reminds me, I've got to start finding out who they are.
Oh yeah. Oh, exciting. That's fun.
Uh-huh.
No, Mirna, we can't hear you.
Hello? Hear me.
Cannot. Hi, everybody. We'll wait a couple minutes. People are coming in. Can you all see my screen?
Uh-huh.
Wonderful.
I'm having a real senior moment. I can't remember the name of the cheap online store where everybody buys things. What is it?
Amazon?
No,
Amazon?
no. Um,
Emu?
Timu.
Not Timu. Another one. 3 letters. Oh my goodness.
Well, I guess we're all having a senior moment then, because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't think it's a senior moment.
I'll let you know in the middle of the meeting if I figure it
Let's see,
out.
Brennan in the chat says HSN.
Oh.
I've never even heard of that.
Home
Oh,
Shopping Network.
it's the Home Shopping Network.
Oh.
I have no context. I just jumped in and heard like the idea going around. I'm like, maybe it's that.
eBay, thank you.
Oh,
I could not pull it up.
thanks, Teresa.
Thank you.
Well, it's 1:02. So how about we get started and let's just keep an eye on the waiting room for any latecomers. Okay, Well, welcome everybody to our Child Abuse Prevention Month Partner Kickoff meeting. We are really excited to show you what we've got going on for Prevention Month this April and to hear a little bit from you all about your plans. Next slide, please, Kayla. So first, just some info on ACT and what we do for Prevention Month. You can find all of our materials at alaskachildrenstrust.org/partner-toolkit. There's tons of resources there for you. We have quite a few folks at the Trust who are working on Child Abuse Prevention Month this April, and just to help you get what you need, we've done a little rundown on what you can find out from each of us. So my name is Eliza. I'm the Director of Strategy here at ACT, and I am the point of contact for all things mini grants. Although for any of these things, you can always email any of us and we'll be able to direct you to the right person, but I'll let the rest of the team introduce themselves as well.
Hi, my name is Samantha. I'm the Alaska Fellow, and you can email me for information on the faith-based toolkit or upcoming events.
Okay, hi. Oh, we're both in the same room. Can you mute yours? Okay, Mirren is working on hers. Hi, everybody. I'm Kayla Pfister. I'm Director of Community Engagement, and you can email me for info on materials.
Mirna, you're muted.
Change of plans. Here you go.
Hi everyone, my name is Mirna Estrada and I am the comms director and can't get my computer to function properly. That's it. So Kayla.
And you can email Mirna for all things social media and traditional media related to Cat Month, and she'll be sharing our social media toolkit for the month.
Okay, so our agenda for today, we're going to do a welcome and exchange of ideas. We've been having a lot of these meetings and most of you have been to them, so we're going to keep that part pretty short. Just if, well, we'll get to that in a sec. We'll go through what our planning process was for Child Abuse Prevention Month this year. We'll give you an update on our materials, go through some of the mini grant applications that we have out and how many we have left and that kind of thing. We'll talk about advocacy, what we are doing this year. We'll debut the beginning of our faith-based toolkit for child abuse and prevention. We'll talk about our social media, our op-eds, radio. It is a jam-packed schedule. So get ready for everything. And if you do have to hop off at all, we are recording it so you can also watch it later, but we really appreciate having you here so that you can contribute ideas back to us. That is super helpful for this process.
Okay, so a little more about our planning process. Over the course of 2 productive meetings, which some of you have attended, some of you maybe have not, we solicited your feedback on different topics, notably how to make Child Abuse Prevention Month programming and activities as impactful as possible. And one of the things you came up with was translation of the materials, and that's something we're excited to update you on. We've also talked a bit more about new materials we were phasing out and new ones we're working on, updating and replacing the materials, mini grants as well, and additional programming. If you haven't shared at a recent meeting, so maybe you're joining us for the first time, you haven't been at one of the other 2 previous meetings, what have you and your organization done for Prevention Month in the past?
I feel like everyone has been to one.
I haven't.
So, Tina,
Hi.
awesome.
Hi there. I work at Providence Abuse Intervention Center, and I don't know how I got connected with you all, but I'm excited to be here because I feel like I'm a silo out in the wilderness by myself on this. So was excited to see what you're doing for Child Abuse Prevention Month. Last year and the year before, I worked with the health department and we made coffee cup holders. I don't know what they're called. The little paper things you put on coffee cups when you go to an espresso bar. And we had kind of like messages that were for families about, like, you know, if you're feeling stressed out, take a walk or call someone or whatever. And that seemed to be really popular. All the coffee shops around here were more than willing to take them. We provided them for free, and I think we handed out about 10,000 last year. So, yeah, that's what we did. And I'm looking for new ideas. So,
Awesome. Thank you, Tina.
yeah.
Yeah, Brennan, if you care to share out loud, you're welcome to. But if not,
Yeah, I can share out loud. The past couple of years, we've just been participating in the Go Blue Day event here in Anchorage that was being hosted up at the Fairview Rec Center. And PICK usually is like the point organization that kind of pulls all that together. And I'm not sure if they've been able to do that this year. I know I haven't had a capacity to really do a lot of planning ahead like I usually do because it's been a bit of a crazy year. But usually we do Go Blue Day events and we bring toys to it and just participate in that larger community event. But this year I'm not sure. So I wanted to see what everybody else had going and see where we could pitch in.
great. Thank you.
So I think, Brennan, with the Anchorage event, we had reached out to Amy and asked her because she said she wasn't going to do it this year. She said she's kind of, I think she's retiring. So she had talked to VOA about having an event, and I don't know if they ever got people together. I don't feel like I saw anything about that. I know at first our mini grants not being event based was maybe a hindrance to having a Go Blue Day event. But now they are, so maybe time to reconsider, but I'll reach out to it. Mara Carr at VOA. I think she was going to take it over. So we'll ping her again and see if we can get anything together, because it is nice to have something here in Anchorage. I mean, there's one mini grant out that Eliza can talk about when we get to that part where they will be doing something here in town. But it's still nice to have a Go Blue Day thing. So we'll reach out and remind VOA if they can do it.
Okay.
I can hop in here. I think I've shared previously, but I just gave a presentation on what Rock Matsu is doing for Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month. And so Rock Matsu, we've been working for the past several months to roll out the 1 Minute Story Project. And so that project is just we kind of harness the stories of 10 to 12 individuals that shared about one special adult who made a positive impact in their life. And we hired a videographer, CNL Creative, to kind of to film those and edit and kind of stitch them together. And we're looking to roll that out in April. And then we're also doing a book club. So we're featuring Parent Nation for the second year in a row. And then we're hosting a community baby shower in April. And then we're also doing a community connection carnival, which will happen. I think it's like May 2nd, but that's only because the first in-service day is May 2nd this year, and last year it was in April. So it's a part of Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month, but it just so happens to be in the very, very beginning of May.
Are your 1-minute stories with adults or adolescents?
They could be both. Yeah, they could be both. And the story could be about an adult that positively impacted your life as a child or as an adult.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We tried to keep it a little bit general, so we weren't excluding anyone. And we're also doing PACES training, darkness to light trainings, and we have a part 2 to PACES called Raising Resilience that we do a couple of times in April. And then we're also doing a racial equity training that Rockmatsu built called Braided Stories in April.
If you all
Thank you
have
for
a
sharing.
link to a training calendar, if you would put it in the chat, like I think we got a lot of yours, Colleen, from your Facebook. But if you have like a training calendar that you regularly update, I think we have Sprouts, and Samantha will talk about it later. But if you have a link to a calendar that has all your events, we would love to help push them out. All right. Well, next is materials. So this year, these are the ones we found up on after feedback from you all. We have our fortune tellers, which is good for like a teenage age group, our foldable pinwheels that you put together. We are providing the paper part, but you do keep in mind that you'll need like pencils or a stick or a straw or something like that to put the pinwheel on, and a thumbtack to get it all together. We have our coloring books. We have our growth charts, and then the 2 resources we changed a little bit this year are our magnet frame, which looks really cool. And like, it's fun because last year we didn't have anything in that space. We didn't utilize the blank space in the middle. You take that part out, you put your photo of your family in. This year, now we have a little game in there. So play a game, then use the frame. And it's surrounded by all the different resources for families to call if they need assistance in different areas like food access, crisis support, that kind of thing. So good job, Mirna. She redesigned those. And then this is our CSA prevention toolkit. So these are child sexual abuse prevention. And we didn't redo the inside, but we did redo the outside because we found that it was a little textbooky, and hopefully this will appeal to more parents and caregivers, but not to kids, because this resource is for adults. So that's what we did. We are working on putting them together this week, actually. So we're hoping to get the boxes out this week or early next week, which is the earliest we've ever done this, and is super exciting. So we'll send an update when we actually do get it out. We'll try to send you each a tracking number so that you know when to expect your stuff. But any questions about any of those printed materials?
Will those be on your website?
So the order form we already closed. We could still like see what is left over and that kind of thing, Tina. I don't know if anyone from Providence ordered, but Providence is actually one of our Prevention Month sponsors. Nice. So we should definitely get some stuff over your way. Why don't you email me after and we'll make sure we get some stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And then translation. So we asked partners, we did a survey, what were the top languages that you need? And the top 2 this year were Yupik and Spanish, followed by Hmong. We had funds this year to do Yupik and Spanish, so we're getting that. This will be a digital only version of the coloring book. So printing them in different languages is a whole nother additional cost, but for now we'll at least be able to get the digital file in these 2 other languages. And we are working to try to secure for next year and going forward, both more languages and potentially more of our resources in other languages. So if you have a connection to somebody who would want to do something like this pro bono, because it is super expensive. The cost for these two for just the coloring book was over $2,000. So if you have any connection to somebody that would be willing to translate a book like this, send it our way so we can try to get this in lots of different languages and hopefully one day even print it. But what's nice is, you know, you can print the inside sheets, pretty low cost. They're black and white. So if you wanted to print these for your community and just give out the inside, there's that too. Or you could do like an insert, you get the English language one, put an insert with the translation. So we're happy to be able to offer this expanded resource. Let's see, translate into Samoan and Tongan. Yeah, Lucy, let's chat. If you have connections with folks that would translate it, we would be more than happy to make that happen. Yeah, it's just it's a purely financial thing right now, being able to offer it in more languages. So if we can get free translation services, let's do it.
Okay, mini grants. So if you've already submitted your mini grant, thank you. I have 13 mini grant applications so far, and the communities that represents are Nenana, Wrangell, Anchorage, Soldotna, Fairbanks, Dillingham, and Homer. But mini grants are still open. They are open through this Friday. We provide up to $300 in funding per mini grant option because we do have 3 different mini grant options this year. So the first is hosting a lived experience storytelling event. ACT has this new project that we've launched to tell survivors stories of child abuse and neglect. We have a storytelling site that allows survivors to anonymously share their stories. And we have also created a series of short videos featuring Alaskans telling their stories of child abuse and neglect. So we have created an event toolkit that helps you host a storytelling event where you can watch our videos, have a discussion, and if folks want to, they can contribute their own story on our website. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is hosting a pilot version of our new Lean on Me training, which is a really simple training aimed at giving community members tips for how they can support the families and children in their communities to prevent child abuse and neglect. So really focused on individuals and getting people talking about how they can be involved in prevention. And then option 3 is our usual, just any sort of child abuse and prevention event. We added that back in because people really wanted to do their own thing. Although I'm very happy to see so many of you going for options 1 and 2. Thank you for being willing to try something new and contribute to us building these new initiatives. But for option 3, that could look like, for example, South Central Alliance for Family Resilience is doing a women and baby fair at Central Peninsula Hospital in Soldotna. Anchorage Tribes of Tlingit and Haida is hosting a storytelling afternoon for kids in Anchorage. Sprout is doing their usual family block party, which is amazing. So lots of great opportunities to just really get the community involved, hand out resources, anything like that fits option number 3. I really do recommend, if you want a mini grant, submit sooner rather than later, because I do these based on order that they come in. We don't do a formal evaluation process. It's just you're accepted until funds are no longer available. And it's very simple. We don't ask for a report. Really, the only thing that we ask is that if you're doing option 1 or 2, you have to be available to attend a short training about that, which I will schedule with all of those grantees. And then we ask all of our grantees to send us photos so that we can highlight your amazing work. Any questions on mini grants?
One thing I wanted to add about the lived experience event is that we did record not only the stories of Alaskans, but what they thought could have helped them. and maybe prevented their circumstances. So it does also speak to the prevention aspect. And we've come up with some really good conversation questions going off of those for how you could better help prevent child abuse and neglect.
Yes, and our short videos featuring Alaskan survivors are now available on our storytelling website, which is storiesact.org. Kayla put it in the chat. So if you'd like to watch those short videos we've created, you can now find them there.
Okay, on to advocacy actions. So we've drafted a governor's proclamation. We're just waiting to see what will happen with that. I don't think we've heard back just yet on that, but we're going to include a copy of the governor's proclamation declaring it Child Abuse Prevention Month in the material boxes that we hand out to legislators. As part of our advocacy actions, we'd also encourage you to invite your region's legislators, other elected officials like your mayor or school board to wear blue and share facts about child abuse and neglect specific to your region. And we have a lot of fact sheets based on that. A great resource you can look at is Kids Count. I think we could share the fact sheets related to the specific regions. I don't know where we have them to send out to you, but I think that might be like some helpful way of raising awareness. So in addition to giving out copies of the governor's proclamation, we'll also be handing out pinwheel pins, because as you know, those are very popular in the legislature. And we will work to get special orders read on the floor.
If you need help
Any
reaching out, if you need help reaching out to any of your elected officials, Teresa on the call is an expert at that. She's on our policy and advocacy team. So if you feel unsure, but it always comes, it comes better coming from a local organization versus statewide sometimes. So consider reaching out and asking them to do that.
Yeah, and then feel free to reach out as an individual too. You don't always need to reach out on behalf of your organization because we do have restrictions and limitations with that sometimes. So it would be awesome if you could also just reach out as an individual. So another thing we're working on is our toolkit for faith-based communities. So a little bit about that is other states in the US have previously released guides for faith-based communities. And so we looked at theirs, we kind of had an idea of what they did with it, and we adapted it to Alaska. So this is a new thing. It's going to be a digital resource only. We're not printing it. And we're going to send it out for review this week. So if you have anyone you think would be great to review this, we need your faith-based communities and their contacts. We have a lot of different churches and their contacts, but it would be nice to get a bit more diversity out there. So if you have anyone who'd be willing to look at it, contribute their thoughts on how they could take part in Child Abuse Prevention Month, we'd really appreciate it. Ideally, we want all this feedback sent to us before March 28th. That way we can send you the final version on March 28th. Any questions on this?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how do we, let's see, we just let you know if there are churches or faith communities, and then you'll contact them directly with the draft.
Yeah, so if you could email me their contact information, or maybe email both of us together, then I can send it out to them. So just put me in contact with them. My email address is S for my first name and then my last name Sharkoff at alaskachildrenstrust.org. And so it's important to note the two S's because that confuses people. But please do send it to me. Send me their contact information if they're willing to help, and I can send it out to them as well. We have like a few already, but the more the merrier.
And Kay, I think we got yours before.
Yeah, there's an interfaith table in Wrangle that includes several congregations, and I would like to at least let them know of it. So I'll send their addresses to you. Thank you.
That would be awesome. Thank you, Kay.
Sweet. And now this is my part. Yay! Thanks for sharing your mic. So coming your way soon is the Child Abuse Prevention Month Toolkit, which has everything from radio ad language to press release text, email signatures you can use. We have 2 this year, and we have the upcoming governor's proclamation. So let's dive into it. Wait. Okay, so this is just a glimpse at the types of graphics for the posts that we have created for you. We'll give you about 19-20 graphics to post, and we'll provide text to go along with it. So here is an example. Yes, Kay.
I'm just saying, wow, thank you. Sorry.
Oh, yay.
Mute my.
No, it's really nice to hear the reactions in real time. Sometimes I feel like I emote a lot with my face, and it may have been something that evolved with the use of Zoom. You know, sometimes you're on mute, but your face is emoting. Anyway, so here we have 2 examples of a post graphic and the text that would accompany. You can just copy and paste and modify as needed. We try to provide more information for them to follow. So like you can learn more on our website, and then people will have access to different resources there. But also there are a couple posts that focus on advocacy and what people can do. So for instance, the second one is really about our legislative agenda and the things that we have chosen to focus on this year that could support upstream prevention of child abuse and neglect. So yeah, so we'll give it to you. And then the next one is the Go Blue materials. So we have both posts, we have an activity book, and we have a Go Blue Day event poster that you can modify with your information. And so please remember to send those photos. We love celebrating your events. We love amplifying your message. So you can send those to kidsfirst@alaskachildrenstrust.org. And Kayla, do you have any other things to say about the book and the activity poster?
Oh yeah, so the Go Blue activity book, you've probably seen it before if you've been on the calls in the past years, but it's the same as last year. It just has, you know, little activities for kids to engage in just going blue. It doesn't really focus on child abuse and neglect prevention, which is why it's not one of our materials that we print. It's strictly for fun. There's a STEM activity in there for like making a rain cloud in a jar, and there's how to make blue finger paint and how to you know, different things for different ages, some Go Blue movies like Finding Nemo, things like that. So we haven't updated it a whole bunch, but yeah, these are some of the resources. And with the last slide with this text and stuff, just because we wrote it on there doesn't mean that's what you need to post. You can always use the image and change the text. We've seen people doing that for a long time. And sometimes, you know, you don't want to link back to our page, you want to link to yours. That is fine. We have no ownership over this stuff. We just want the message to be out there. Totally fine with us if you change it, add your logo, all of that.
Absolutely. Yes. And so how do you see your organization using these graphics? Do you think you'll be using them? And if yes, why? And if not, why not? do we want to reserve some time for each of the questions?
Sure.
Yeah, so open it up to what you guys think. What do you think? Do you think you'll be using these graphics this year? I see some heads nodding. And for those whose faces are not on, I'm hoping they're nodding too.
Yes.
Yay, wonderful. What can we add or change to make life easier for you?
I just want to hop in here and say the way that you guys have adapted and made the graphics with the text so easy to use, I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much.
That's great to hear. Thank you. We're glad you think that. How would it be easiest for you to get this information? So in the past, we've had different options. So there's a clickable PDF calendar. Sorry, PFD is on my brain. Remember to click if. There's an editable Canva template, which we have this year. There's a Google Drive to download from, which we also have this year. And there's also the ACT website. So which do you prefer? What's easiest for you?
All of them for different reasons.
Okay, make our life easier. Okay, what's like the top method that you think you would get the graphics from, maybe? Would anybody use a clickable PDF calendar? Because that's the one we haven't done in the past. Does anybody really want that? Sounds like
Yeah, wait,
nobody
a
needs
calendar of the training options or
a calendar that has the link. So you could say, oh, April 1st, let me click on this. And here's the graphic for April 1st. And here's the text for April 1st versus having it in like a Canva template or in a Google Drive where you can like download it from there or download it from our website.
Is it day specific?
Most of them are not. No, most of the posts are pretty general.
I think the first 5 are day specific, and it's just because April 5th is Go Blue Day,
4th, yeah.
April 4th this year. And so we have like one before, and then for the day of, and then the first one of like April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and so those are the ones that we suggest having a date on. But the rest of the 15th are pretty general. It's up to you whenever you want to post them.
Since it's so much more work for you, I would say most people could probably figure out 4 days of finding which one to post.
I see Canva and ACT website in the, Canva and ACT website. Okay. Yeah,
That's good.
I think we could take out the calendar and maybe do all the other ones.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I think even for us as sub-grantees, sometimes it's really nice when you can have access to a Canva template. And when you don't, you're like, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to come up with these graphics. So we're glad that you think so. So that's all for me. And thanks for your attention.
Okay, so something we've been doing in the past and that we're going to do again are op-eds. So some of the topics we're working on are substance misuse prevention, childcare access, domestic violence prevention, and teen suicide prevention and mental health. And we're all talking about these topics and how they connect to child abuse and neglect and the prevention of it. So stay tuned. Hopefully we'll get those published in a paper somewhere, and we will let you know when we do.
And if you have a local contact at a newspaper and you want to submit it because you think it will do better, let one of us know. And we'll just send you the op-eds and you can put your name on whatever you want.
Okay, and then so additional programming and upcoming events. Over the past few years, we've offered a variety of webinars. So as you know, as part of our mini grants, we are doing some training on how you can lead those events. So we're doing a Lead on Me training, and we're also doing a lived experience training. Events have gone well in the past, but attendance has never really reached the levels we'd hope for, especially because they are a large use of our time and resources. So one thing that has consistently been successful, though, are your events. So any way you can help us promote your events, that would be great. I'm working on compiling them into a single document. So if you could send me your trainings and your events, that would be great. You can see here, I've included a snapshot of the preliminary look of it. Yeah, so if it's on your website, awesome. I can pull from there. If you know when they'll be updated, that would be great. If they're not on your website, please email me, or just email me, period, if you have an event you would like me to showcase. That way I can include it on this document and people can know about it and attend. So that's the gist of what we're doing this year. And we have some great events we're showcasing. So for example, there's going to be a positive Indigenous parenting on traditional behavior management. And then of course, for some of the organizations like Sprout that has a whole lot of events going on, like toddler classes, we have like a little QR code for that. Yes, May?
That's actually just what I was going to ask about, if they were only trainings or online opportunities, or if, you know, we would say we're hosting our block party and Homer, things like that, that all is applicable.
Yeah, I think previously we focused on trainings, but I think maybe this year we'll open it up to like all kinds of events that are related to child abuse prevention. So if you have events that aren't necessarily trainings, but you'd like us to showcase, we can do that. If you have a whole lot going on, we'll maybe do a QR code or something of the like that links to your website so they can see what's going on throughout the whole month.
Okay, I know with Miss Redgon, we've kind of had to scale down a lot of our parenting workshops and play groups and things like that, but we do still have some consistent stuff rolling, so
Yeah, I
an
saw
updated
that.
list.
Yeah. Well, if there's anything else, anything new that comes up for April that was not already on your website, do let me know.
Okay.
And I'd love to feature it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, so in addition to sending me your religious organization contacts or your faith-based community contacts, please send me your events. I would love to get them so I can compile them into a nice document and help advertise them for you.
And long term, if you have trainings throughout the year, we have an ACT event calendar, and I'm going to try to switch screens. Hopefully this works. Okay, can you now see our ACT event calendar?
Yep.
Yeah. So what we want to do here, so this is last April. These are all the different trainings that were offered across the state that we could find. But what we also want to do is put a list here that links out to your calendars and to say Sprout, Homer, and I saw you have some in Seward and stuff too. Go to event calendar for this area, you know, so people throughout the year can find these trainings, because there's so many parenting trainings going across the state, and most of you are willing to have people from outside of your region attend. We really want to like create a home base for folks to find any of these. So if you keep your event calendar updated, then we can put it here. But if you don't keep your event calendar updated, then it's a little, you know. So so if you have an event calendar that we can add to this, send it to Samantha. Okay, it's just one more opportunity to share if you are planning on doing something for Child Abuse Prevention Month that anybody else here could benefit from. This is your time to share it. All right. Well, thank you. Yes.
The most important thing you can do to get updates like our toolkit, future grants, and more is ensure you are signed up for our newsletter, which we send most of the time weekly. So please sign up, and then you'll hear everything we have to say every week.
And it's not CAP month related, but just to plug, our newsletter is really like the place to find out about all of ACT's grant opportunities. We will have our grant application for our youth cultural activities grants opening on Friday, and that'll be going out in the newsletter. So that provides up to $1,000 in funding to support activities that connect youth to culture. Alaska Native culture or another culture. So if you'd like to learn more about what we offer grant-wise outside of mini grants, definitely sign up for the newsletter.
And that's it.